Hi, hello. Have you ever painted on black watercolour paper? I've been experimenting with regular watercolour paints. They don't work great. However, metallic paints work beautifully, and in this tutorial we're going to be painting simple shimmery flowers with a small Filbert brush, and it's beginner friendly. So let's paint. I'm using here a small Filbert brush. I'm using the Winsor&Newton metallic paints. It's a small pocket set. And I've just gone in with a few little brush strokes. I'm holding the brush quite close to the end of the brush to have a bit more control. So it is still loose. We've just got a bit more control over the petals, simply because it does feel different to using different paints and using white watercolour paper. I also noticed with these metallic paints, it actually looks better if you put on a second layer. So I've just done the first few small petals, and I'm just going in with a second layer, not on the whole petal, just to try and give it a bit of depth and a bit of interest and a bit of a 3D effect. I will leave all the details in the description box. I'll leave you the items that I'm using, the paints that I'm using, and the links to the series of how to use black watercolour paper. I'm also using Gangsai Tambi gem colours. They've got gorgeous colours in their little set. Again, I've done a little review on them as well, but they've got yellow gold, reds, gem blues, gem violets. Absolutely brilliant. They just look so nice on black watercolour paper. I'm not sure how they work on white normal watercolour paper, so that's something we can have a look at in the future. So do you have watercolour paper, and have you ever tried to paint on it, or have you tried to paint on it and then given up? You can use normal watercolour paints, but I've noticed it's better if you use the brighter colours. Like I use Shinhan PWC colours, and the lemon yellows, the bright greens work absolutely brilliantly. Some of the reds worked really well, but I was actually quite surprised at what doesn't work. I'll leave you the link in the description box to the one where I used just Shinhan paints and a few shimmery colours, and you can see how that turned out. But all I'm doing here is doing the base layer. Oh, this is the yellow gold that I'm using, and I'm just going to put it on one side, and you can see how it's building up really nice. It is just completely different to how this picture would be on white watercolour paper. And if you're a beginner, take your time, enjoy the process. Just do little strokes to start off with. Get a feel of the brush. So this brush came with the Winsor&Newton metallic set, but I need a thinner brush. So I'm using this brush to do the stem, like so. And I've got 2 more videos left to create, because I'd given myself a challenge to show you 12 ideas, because there was 12 pieces of black watercolour paper in this set. I got it from Cass Art in Brighton. I got it quite a while back, and it's just a small size A6. And yeah, I just wanted to give it a try and just give it a go and see what it's like. Because I also had some metallic paints as well, I felt like I have to have some black watercolour paper. This could be quite a good little project for Mother's Day as well, which I know in the US is coming up on the 11th of May. If you're in the UK, I know we've already had Mother's Day. It's still quite a nice little project for you. In my last couple of videos as well, I have done how to paint loose leaves with confidence and with no fear. So if you don't feel comfortable painting the leaves like I've done here, have a quick look at those, see if you can follow those tutorials and create loose leaves. I'll leave you the links in the description box for you. But I'm just adding a few more leaves just to give it a bit more depth, a bit more interest. I'm going to give this one a bit of a 3D effect and make it look like there's petals behind it, make it look like it's blooming up. And just add a few little touches here and there. So I've used the gem yellow or the yellow gold from the Gansai Tambi and the gem pink I've used as well. And I'm just using the gem blue from the Kuretake Gansai Tambi as well. It just looks so bright and colourful with just a few colours. So if you've got a white gel pen, when it's all dried, and for some reason on black watercolour paper it doesn't actually take too long to dry, but all I'm doing here is just add in a few bits inside the petal, and again just to make it a bit more lively, a bit more brighter, and it just gives it such a nicer feel. And just add them where you want. Again, you can do as much or as little as you would like. I hope you found this little tutorial useful and helpful in deciding whether you would like black watercolour paper or not, or if you have got some and you've been gifted it and you want to try it, I'd suggest getting either metallic paint or just using your brighter colours, depending on what paints you've got as well. I'd love to know in the comments how you got on and what you thought of this tutorial and if it was helpful for you at all. Just add in the few final little bits where I'm just going over some bits with the white gel pen, sort of giving it a highlight and an outline. But yep, let me know in the comments and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Take care, bye.